So LEGO have revealed that the Ministry of Magic will be made into a LEGO set for the first time ever, and considering I'm currently running a Ministry of Magic mock series on my channel, I thought I was in a good position to sit down and analyse this new summer set. If you want to see more LEGO Harry Potter content from me, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. So for the summer of 2022, LEGO are releasing at least 7 new Harry Potter sets, and I think this Ministry of Magic set is the most interesting. It has a retail price of $100, €100 and £90, and for that you get 990 pieces and 10 minifigures, so the price on the surface at least seems very fair. And speaking of the minifigures, let's take a close look at them first before we turn our attention onto the build itself. The first minifigures that we'll be taking a look at are the iconic trio, who are all disguised as Ministry workers. Harry is disguised as Albert Runcorn, Ron as Reg Catamole, and Hermione as Mafalda Hopkirk. All of these minifigures are absolutely fantastic. It's funny in fact because I recently spent quite a large sum of money making these characters as purist custom minifigures for my Ministry of Magic mock, completely unaware that this set with these minifigures was coming. So these custom minifigures I made are now, well, irrelevant because of this set. Taking a side-by-side look though reveals that LEGO have done a better job than me and have come up with entirely new prints for these characters. What is worth noting is that they've gone with a black hairpiece over a dark bluish grey for Runcorn, which I'm not sure I entirely agree with. I do also think the custom Mafalda Hopkirk minifigure I made beats out the new official LEGO version thanks to the nicer clothing utilised, though the official LEGO version is far from poor. But when it comes to Reg Catamole, I'm sorry, but the official LEGO version absolutely trumps my version, and I am so glad this awesome minifigure will be replacing my previous custom version. Other minifigures in this set include Arthur Weasley, which is odd because he's not present in any Ministry of Magic scene in the Deathly Hallows movie, which the previous minifigures I just covered are exclusively from, so it seems that this set right off the bat is an Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows set combined. Some more evidence which points to that conclusion is the Fountain of Magical Brethren build, which was of course replaced in the Deathly Hallows to the Magic is Might statue. As well as that, we see things like the Prophecy Room and the red phone box, so a lot of Order of the Phoenix references amongst a set dominated by Deathly Hallows minifigures. Another example of Deathly Hallows minifigures would be Yaxley and Pius Thickness, who I also previously made customs of. What I love about these minifigures is the printed Ministry of Magic logo on their tie. It's really a nice touch, and it was something I was unable to do with my purest custom versions of course. So again, props to LEGO for creating these pretty perfect minifigures for this set. A minifigure I wouldn't say is perfect though is Dolores Umbridge. This minifigure, while not bad, doesn't hold up to the standard of the previous 2 Umbridge minifigures we have seen since the LEGO Harry Potter relaunch of 2018. The lack of printing and detail don't really seem right to me, and it would be reaching to suggest that justice was done here. So for my Ministry of Magic mock, I will be sticking with my Umbridge's Encounter variant of Umbridge, who had dual moulded printed legs in a $30 set, and this is a $100 set, and is absent of such detail. However, I do love how we are getting a Cat Patronus alongside a printed Slytherin Locket Horcrux piece. This is the sort of detail I appreciate most. They didn't need to go ahead and give us a new Cat Patronus mould and a new Horcrux printed piece, but they did, and I thank LEGO for that. The last few minifigures in this set are a Dementor as featured in some previous LEGO Harry Potter sets, the Wizard from the Fountain of Magical Brethren, which was essentially just reused from an earlier LEGO Harry Potter advent calendar, and completes what is in my opinion a lazy build for this fountain. Then lastly we get Mrs. Catamole, who was obviously seen on trial in Courtroom 10 in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So 10 minifigures, 8 exclusive. In my opinion, the minifigures are the highlight of this set, while the build itself is often quite lackluster, and I'll start off with one of those lackluster things with the Fountain of Magical Brethren. The build for this fountain is incredibly minimalistic and only depicts one of the many characters involved with this statue, that being the wizard. I honestly can't think of another way to build this fountain any simpler, and that's a real disappointment. For me, the Fountain of Magical Brethren is the heart of the Ministry of Magic, and its grandeur should be integrated proudly into this LEGO set, but I guess that's what price limits can do to a set. My mock version is far bigger and minifigure scale, and simply involves pouring trans light blue studs into the basins to make up the water. Though, like I say, this is a mock which will eventually cost thousands, so I did expect a difference in execution because of that, but not at this magnitude. Arching over the Fountain of Magical Brethren is the main build itself. We have one fireplace located at the bottom of the left tower block, which I think looks rather excellent. Then above said fireplace, you have an office block totaling 4 different offices if you count both sides. Then on top of the office block you have an extra element to bridge the 2 towers together and make the build more connected and not so disjointed. I really love the aesthetic the LEGO designers use when making this bridge section. The whole colours and style of the exterior really seem to pop, and everything from the new dark green masonry bricks to the pearl gold plant pieces used here for decoration really takes the build one up a level. On the back of the box, here we see the interior of the 4 rooms mentioned earlier. One room seems to be home to a judge's chair, found in the Ministry of Magic courtrooms, so it's odd that it's depicted here like this, but I guess this could be a storage room perhaps. To the right of this room we have none other than Dolores Umbridge's office, and what's great about this room is the 2x2 cat plate tiles used on the wall. I dearly hope these will be printed elements and not stickers, but I wouldn't mind if not. The fact that we are even getting these elements at all is a real treat for me. On the right hand side of the build, here we have Arthur's office, who obviously works in the misuse of Muggle artifacts office. I love the reference to the rubber duck in a container there, which is a little Easter egg and nod to this Chamber of Secrets scene.
What exactly is the function of a rubber duck? Oh.
We also have a family portrait there, seen in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie, where they're all having a wonderful time in Egypt. Below Arthur Weasley's office we have a very questionable Hall of Prophecies room, located in the Department of Mysteries. For me personally, I'm not having that as a suitable Hall of Prophecies recreation. I'm glad we're getting a reference to that, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to act like I'm not disappointed with the outcome of this. Other things that stand out to me on the back of this box is the flying letters, flying ink bottles, and of course we have a better look of that splendid telephone box build, which I am delighted that it is included in this set. The build for the Ministry of Magic itself is totally modular, like many of the recent LEGO Harry Potter sets. The building can actually be separated into 6 key different sections, so in theory, you can just build one great Ministry of Magic tower. You can let your imagination just run wild, and that's what I love about these newer LEGO Harry Potter sets. All in all, even though this set has some disappointing aspects, I still believe that this is a great set, and a breath of fresh air for the LEGO Harry Potter theme. We have never gotten the Ministry of Magic built in LEGO before, and I'm definitely going to buy multiples of this set to utilise the unique parts and sticker sheets in my ongoing LEGO Ministry of Magic mock series. I am glad we are getting brand new, never seen before sets for the LEGO Harry Potter theme, such as this and of course Grimmauld Place. By the way, if you haven't seen my in-depth analysis video on Grimmauld Place, then click the video on screen now. A big thank you to Sue Penn, Lucas Hatch, MLD Bricks, Kay Crossley and Brighter Switch Bricks, who are all tier 3 members of the channel. I'll catch you soon for another LEGO Harry Potter video. I'll see you then.